Okay, I think that's all we'll have today. So let me share a screen. We are talking very important item right now. Extremely important subject that we are going through. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinam. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunmadi Prasad Satarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा anybody has anything that they would like to ask from previous classes so let me ask you what are the different elements of Mangalacharan? Can somebody tell me
There are three components, Prabhuji.
what are those three components?
One is the defining
Vastu Nirdesh, yes.
Bhakti Nirdesha, and offering the respects to the Guru. Maybe this is the last one,
Yes,
Guru, and
yes.
that is the last
And then
one.
blessing to the reader.
Yeah, blessing.
So obeisances, namaskar and ashirwad. Please remember that. So Mangalacharan has these three things. Vastu Nirdesh, namaskar and Ashirwad. So what is the Vastu Nirdesh? What is the Vastu Nirdesh of Bhakti Samrita Sindhu that we are studying? What is the object of our discussions?
The devotion.
No.
Oh.
What is the object did anybody remember? What is the object?
Krishna is reservoir of everything.
Yes, Krishna. Yes. Akhil Rasamrita Murti. Krishna is the Vastu Nirdesh. So through Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vastu Nirdesh is the object of our study. So we'll try to understand Krishna and his bhakti. That's good. And who else the namaskar has been given to?
Guru and Vaishnava.
Yeah.
So Guru and
Vaishnava.
how about Bhagwan?
Yeah.
Bhagwan, right?
Yes.
So our senses is given to Bhagwan, then a spiritual master and Vaishnav. Good. So do you know what is the namaskar or obeisances for the Vaishnava? What comparison is, what Vaishnava is compared? Anybody remember? What Vaishnava is compared to?
Is it Vanchakalpatarubhyasya?
Right, but what the Vaishnava is compared in this verse? By looking at this verse, can somebody tell me what the Vaishnavas are compared to or devotees are compared to?
They are the ocean of devotional rasa.
Right, but what they are compared to?
Is it Makaras, Prabhu?
Yes,
The
makoras. And
shark
it's,
which goes
yeah,
with
shark, it's big fish. So devotees are compared with big fish. Very important. I would like you to remember. Devotees are compared with big fish. Do you know why it's compared with big fish?
They swim in the deep ocean.
Deep.
Yes, because the makara likes swimming in the
Deep ocean.
deep ocean without caring for the small rivers. Right? Right? Please say yes.
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
what that rivers are compared to? Anybody knows?
Liberation.
Yes. A small, bhukti, mukti, or karmi, jnana, Ashtanga yoga, all of these processes are compared insignificant, like river. And ultimately, river is merging to ocean. Ocean is compared to, what is this ocean is compared to?
Bhakti.
Bhakti. Yes. So ocean is compared to bhakti, bhakti rasamrita. It's eternal ocean
So the
for
word Sindhu is the
devotional
ocean.
mellows. Yes.
Sindhu is the ocean.
Yes. So all of the rivers are meeting into oceans. All of these ultimately the results that you obtain by sakam, niskam karma, gyan yoga, all of that can be obtained by performing bhakti. Okay. So devotees are compared here with makaraj, as Prabhupada said. Makaraj are big fish. Why? Because they like swimming into the deeper ocean. They don't want to swim shallow. So bhakta likes swimming deeper. And ocean is compared with bhakti, and rivers are compared with other process. Very good. So please remember these things, okay? And namaskar or obeisances are done to Bhagwan, Vaishnav, and Guru, as Mataji said. Vastu Nirdesh is Akhila Samrita Bhakti Swam Krishna. So these things we have to remember. Krishna is Akhila Samrita Murti, and devotees here are compared with Makaraj. Ocean is compared as Bhakti. All the rivers are compared with other process. Okay, and then Ashirwad. What did we learn from this verse? What it's doing to the devotee who are engaged in the process of bhakti? Can anybody say anything? What did you learn from this slide? Ashirwad Sloka from the Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. Also want to make sure that I am, making the point clear, or at least I'm saying things distinctly. So anybody remembers what did we learn from this? You have translation in front of you. You can read it and also tell me what did we learn from this verse.
So anyone who takes the shelter of the ocean or bhakti they are like they do not get disturbed by.
Yes, exactly. That is the point. So anyone else who has not taken the process of bhakti, they can feel the heat. But one who has taken deeper shelter of Krishna is not going to feel the heat of this volcanic eruption. An example is given that when eruption happens, if it happens in an area where there are neighborhood, there are people, then everybody else will feel the heat, scorching heat, and that heat will damage their house, themselves, their other, uh, you know, uh, object or other subject that they have. But when this eruption happens in ocean is bhakti. When this eruption happens in ocean, what does it mean? Means we all are in the material world. So this eruption is happening. But if we have taken the shelter of bhakti, we will not feel the heat. Okay. So as volcanic eruption happening into the ocean does not affect the living being which are on the beach. They don't get. So Rupa Goswami is giving benediction to, oh devotee, you feel like that, although there is volcanic eruption happening, although day to day there are material challenges, everybody is going through sorrow and sadness, and pressure and tension and everything else, material, ups and downs. O devotees who have taken the shelter of bhakti, you feel relaxed. You know, you don't feel the heat. Is it making sense? Is it clear so far?
Yes, Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so that's how it. So we have to remember. And then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, how many total sections we have? Total part of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This ocean has 4 parts. Let's just say that Eastern Ocean, Southern Ocean, Western Ocean, and Northern Ocean. So it's like ocean. Ocean has 4 parts, 4 directions. And we are going to study only Eastern part. So Eastern Ocean, which is going to talk to us about, that ocean which is going to give us the process of bhakti, has 4 waves. This ocean has 4 waves. Ocean has waves. So there are 4 types of wave. The first wave is Shamanya Bhakti, general definition of devotional service, generic understanding of bhakti. What is bhakti itself? The very first understanding. And then wave 2 is Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, so how one should be doing sadhana. We all are sadhaka. This word sadhaka comes from sadhana bhakti because we are engaged in the process of sadhana bhakti. That sadhana bhakti leads to raganuga bhakti, and from there it goes to bhava bhakti, where our devotional service or our bhakti is almost perfected. Almost perfected. Not quite perfected, but very close to perfection. That's bhava bhakti. And when it's completely perfected, fully perfected, when all contaminations are gone, then we'll go to Prema Bhakti. So Nectar of Devotion is also in the very first class we saw. This is the book of definitions, right? Anybody remember? Anybody remember that Nectar of Devotion is the book of definitions? Or do I need to go? I'll keep on, because these discussions that we are going through is very, very important. And I would like to make sure that these concepts are clear to you. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a book of
Definition. Definition.
definitions. So it will give us the definition of what is Samanya Bhakti, what is Bhava Bhakti, what is Prema Bhakti, and then we have to learn that, because once we know what is the definition, then we can understand what it does not define to. Right? They say, what is the role of darkness? Oh, darkness creates illusion. Darkness, makes us understand something which it is not. Wrong identity it gives, right? It gives, it creates illusion. Rope will look like snake. So we have to, but if we know that it's rope, then we are not going to basically understand that this is snake. Clear, oh, it's rope, but it's looking like snake because of the darkness. So definition is that important to help us understand what is what, so that we can see. Okay, so it's very, very important that we remember these terms. So I just wanted to quickly summarize the discussions that we have before I really get into extremely, extremely powerful topic today. Anybody, anything before we talk next section? Any questions from the previous discussions? Please, the reason I don't share anything else more than YouTube link, because I would like you to make a note. So when you are on the class, if you are saying something important, note is very important. Keep a notebook for Bhakti Samrita Bhakti Shastri course. And then as we are going from section to section, you please make a note, in this section, this is what we talked in this section, whatever you like. If you don't make the note, it will be very difficult for you to later when we talk and read, please, My request to you, don't take it easy, otherwise you would not learn. So let's see very important item that we are going to talk today. And this verse is definition of pure devotional service. Every time when we have the exam, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, this verse for sure I give as a verse for memorization. No doubt about it. I can even tell you now that this will be in your exam for sure. No compromise, because this is such an important verse that we have to talk about it. So this is verse 1111. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, part 1, chapter 1, verse number 11. So we are in part 1. So part 1, chapter 1, verse number 11. And this verse today you are going to hear, and this is the definition of bhakti. What exactly is the meaning of bhakti for us? Anya vilasita shunyam, gyan karmadi anavritam, anukulena krishnano, shilanam bhaktir uttama. This is the pure and perfect definition of bhakti. So whenever somebody tells you that, hey, are you doing bhakti? You have to scale yourself as per the definition that's given here. And if we are not fully complying, if we are falling short, that means we have area for improvement, room for improvement that we say. So anya vilasita shunyam. In devotional service, anya, all other, avilasa means desire. What are those desire? Gyan, karmadi. It could be desire that by Bhakti Sastri, I can give better class. I can be a better speaker. I would learn. I'll become a something, whatever better that's going to be. Better writer, better reader. But none of those are the goal. Okay, so all other desire should be shunya, such as gyan or karma. A devotee should, anavritam, should reject all other desire, such as the desire for jnana and desire for karma. Then what one should do? Anukulena Krishnanu. Whatever is favorable for one to become Krishna conscious, that should be Anushilanam. That should be done. Anushilana means to follow. Anushilana means to take shelter of. So everything which are favorable for Krishna consciousness, that should be done, avoiding or rejecting all the endeavor which are done for jnana, knowledge, karma, fruitive activity, or anything else, anyavilasa or anything else. No other desire except that whatever I'm doing is going to please Krishna. So sometimes you would see that there are people who do Bhagavad Saptah, and they are very eloquent in telling a story, explaining the concept of bhakti, but they themselves are not following it. So then Their practice is on the platform of Gyan. They are using Bhakti to make money, to earn money, to earn name, fame, and glories by showing their knowledge of Bhakti. Somebody may know the science of devotion, but then they will engage in ritualistic activity, karmakandic activity. I can tell you that if you do this for me, if you donate this much money, this type of uh, process, if you follow that process, if you follow, you will get higher planetary system, or you will become happy, or your disease will be gone, you'll become disease free. All of that type of things, people will tell karmakandic activity. None of these are goal in bhakti. Bhakti means the goal only is to please, anukulena, to please Krishna. That's all. And in order for you to do that, whatever is needed, that should be anusilanam, that should be followed. Can somebody read the translation only?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Read it. Oh, sorry. No,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'll let-
you can read.
Okay. The translation is the highest bhakti is defined as continuous service or emotions directed towards Krishna, his expansion forms or others related to him, with a pleasing attitude towards Krishna. It should be devoid of desires other than the desire to please the Lord and unobstructed by impersonal jnana,
Yeah,
jnana, the materialistic rituals of karma or other unfavorable acts.
right,
This is Prabhasa Sutra. Okay, yeah, so that's
right.
finished. Yeah.
So is it clear now? Is it clear? This is very, very important. Bhakti means this, Bhagavad says, okay? Bina Mataji, is it clear?
Yes,
The
Prabhuji.
definition of bhakti is clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is the goal?
The goal is to please Krishna and do
Yes.
his bhakti.
Goal is only to please Krishna. No other goal. So any activity that we do, anything that we are doing, it should be done to please Krishna. It should be done with that objective. How to please Krishna. Am I doing for the pleasure of Krishna, or is there some other pleasure? If we are not fully matured, then we might mix with other things. Like for example, uh, I want to do some, service, which is pretty good. Serving for Krishna is very good. But at the same time, I'm expecting that somebody should be talking good thing about me, or saying the words of glorification for services that I do. Then that becomes mixed. You are doing good, but you have some other motivation. The motivation is not only to please Krishna, but there is some motivation towards our personal pleasure. Or people should know that I'm very serious. Or people should know that I'm very learned. I know everything. Or people should know that I'm very, this is all pseudo understanding. True sadhaka, true devotee always calibrate oneself against anukulenu Krishnanu. Is what I'm doing is going to please Krishna. So pleasing Krishna means pleasing devotee also. Krishna is not alone. He is with his devotee. He is with his close associates. is controlled. All of them are with him. So all the associates of Supreme Lord, if they are pleased, then Krishna is pleased. Okay. If Prabhupada is pleased, Krishna is pleased. Because Prabhupada is very pleasing to Krishna. Whole life, whatever he did to please Krishna. So thinking that I can instead go to Krishna and not do anything to please Prabhupada, that's misunderstanding, wrong understanding, pseudo understanding. So this verse is Paribhasa Sutra. Paribhasa Sutra is the sutra is the main statement of a thesis. So when we write thesis, you have to give an introduction, and in that you write what is the goal of your work, what exactly you are trying to get. You set 1, 2, 3 goals, and then you do everything else. You do all the research, you do all the a work associated to prove that whatever objective you have, you are meeting it. You collect data, you collect evidence to conclude that objective that you are proclaiming are being met. So it will have multiple, items, many components that sometimes may appear related, sometimes it may appear not related, but even it's related or not related, you are using both to conclude the main statement, the main objective that you have for your thesis. Okay, so Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is teaching that this verse is the Paribhasha Sutra. Means everything else that we are going to study is going to help us understand this particular verse better. Okay, so anybody remember what is the Paribhasha Sutra for Bhagavad Gita?
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam
शरणं व्रज अहं
prapadye.
त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः.
Yeah, so that is Paribhasha Sutra. So likewise, this is the main verse. Okay, so let's see what is the definition of. We will dwell on this verse. So I can move and then we'll come back here. So Paribhasa Sutra is the thesis upon which the entire statement is based on. This is the thesis statement upon which the entire statement is based on. Entire book is going to help us understand this particular statement. Jiva Goswami defines Paribhasa Sutra as Aniyame Niyame Karini Paribhasha. So Aniyame Niyame Karini means Paribhasa Sutra implies a rule or theme where it is not explicitly stated. Means sometimes we'll hear certain statement that might not be very explicit to us, but that is given to understand the broader statement. So in other words, it gives the context. So this aniyame niyame karini paribhasa, that one is being defined here, that it gives the context in which to understand a series of apparently unrelated statement in books. So I said that sometimes certain statement might not appear very related, but ultimately we are going through it so that we can understand the broader statement. And a Paribhasa Sutra indicates a rule that has to be accepted as universal true among apparent contradictions. It should be universal. It says it should be universal truth. So Paribhasa Sutra should be accepted as universal truth, although there might appear some apparent contradiction. So this term that we just saw, this is definition of pure bhakti, uttam bhakti. So in our discussions, okay, whenever we bring the term bhakti, we bring this term. We are referring to this verse. Okay, so bhakti always means uttam bhakti for us. Is it clear, devotee?
Everyone
So
clear.
whenever we'll see the word bhakti in our discussion anywhere, we should know that this is referring to
నేను తెల్లది లాక్కున్నాను కానీ
this is
Uttama,
referring to
Uttama
Uttama
Bhakti.
Bhakti. Yes, always. That should be, by default, our understanding.
True.
Our understanding that we are talking about, even if I don't use the word Uttama Bhakti, we have to understand by default that we are talking about Uttama Bhakti. And Uttama Bhakti means Anya Vilasita Sunyam Gyan Karmadhi Anavritam. So what we are going to do, we are going to really zoom in, okay, and trying to understand this verse in more detail, what exactly it means. Okay, so this verse that we just went through, this verse has, so what are the lakshana, what are the symptoms for bhakti to be called as pure bhakti? Okay, so we just went through this verse here. Now we are going to see what are the symptoms, or in other word, what are the characteristic element that will make our bhakti a pure bhakti, a Shuddha bhakti. Okay, so this has two elements: primary, which is called Mukhya Lakshana, and secondary, which is Gaun Lakshana. Mukhya Lakshana and Gaun Lakshana. Okay, so how to know what is Mukhya Lakshana and how to know what is Gaun Lakshana? Like for example, you have a glass of water, okay, and you want to make a herbal tea. Okay, so glass of water is there, sugar, so glass of water is there, sugar is there, heat has to be there, and then a specific herbal tea has to be there, right? But if you don't put the herbal tea, whatever it is, ginger flavor or whatever flavor it is, if that is not there, if that component is not there, then you cannot call it tea. You can call it hot glass of water with sugar, right? But in order for that glass of water to be called tea, it has to have some sort of tea. Although we don't, I'm not giving the example of regular tea, just herbal tea, or just giving the example to make the point clear. Okay, if you take that tea thing out, then it's no longer tea. It's just hot water with some sugar, right? So tea is primary element to be called as hot tea or tea. Ginger flavored tea has to be there. Okay, but other elements are also there. If water is not there, then you cannot make tea. If sugar is not there, you would not like it. If it's not hot, if heat is not there, you would not call it that is tea. So it's not like that. It's not like that other elements are not very important. Other elements are important, but there is one principal element, one prominent component that gives the name to the object. Okay, and that is that particular tea that you are adding into the hot water with sugar. So that's how you understand. This verse has some primary lakshana, primary characters, and there are some secondary characters. And if we put together, then we have a full definition of the bhakti. So we are going to dissect and understand what are principal characters and what are secondary character. But I wanted to ask, is it clear? The example that we give, is it clear from the example? What should be considered principal and what should not be considered principal?
Yes, Swati.
Yes, Swati.
Okay. So, Anya Vilasita Sunyam Gyan Karmadi Anavritam Anukulenu Krishnanu Silnam Bhakti Rutmam. In this verse, Anukulena, Krishna, and Anusilanam are primary characteristic. Okay. So for bhakti to be called even bhakti, very important. Bhakti to even called bhakti, it has to be bhakti of Krishna. Okay. And Krishna, his expansion, Guru, pure devotee, and his paraphernalia. But it has to be Krishna. So it has, if you want to call it bhakti, it has to be towards Krishna. Goswami says. And then it has to be anukul. It should not be pratikul. An example is given that did Kansa, we call it in America, did he think about Krishna or no? What is the answer?
He was thinking, but
Yes. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he
unfavorable.
thinks
So go ahead.
But what was his thinking?
unfavorably thinking.
Yes,
Enmity.
pratikula, cool thinking. His thinking was, he was thinking about Krishna, but he thought pratikul. Okay. So sometimes we come into devotional service and we say, oh, I have been, doing it, but it's not doing any good. Number one, you never did bhakti to Krishna. You did bhakti to something else. And you never even became favorable to Krishna. So, not to criticize, but this is a class where I have to give you example to make it very clear. We see many people. They come because they want to do some service. Okay, their belief is that we should do some service, some seva. Nothing to do. They can go anywhere, do any place. They can do seva. Okay, but their seva was never favorable to Krishna. They never focused toward Krishna. There is seva, but that seva was, according to this definition, not a pure bhakti. Okay, so it has to be towards Krishna in a very favorable way. Anusulanam means engagement. Engagement has to be for Krishna in a very favorable way. Okay, that's how it makes bhakti. If one of this component is missing, if one is practicing their body, mind, and action, they are engaged in, but it's not towards Krishna, then it's not giving the complete definition of bhakti, pure bhakti towards Krishna. Sometimes we call it mixed devotion. It's mixed up with something else. Okay, so when we do all of these things together, then we are performing pure bhakti. Okay, you cannot go to Krishna's temple, or you cannot say that I'm Krishna's bhakt and you challenge. Oh, I just come. I think that everybody is equal on that platform. I'm coming and I'm acting. I'm serving here. For me, it doesn't matter. I can do the same thing for Sai Baba. I can do the same thing for some other places. Form or no form doesn't matter to me. Brahman or Paramatma or Bhagwan, it's all same to me. All other names are same to me. I think all of them are Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is nothing very focused towards Krishna. It's not very favorable to teaching that Krishna has given. Then it's not falling on the definition of bhakti. So the primary characteristic of pure bhakti is that it has to be anukul. It has to be towards Krishna, and it has to be where we are engaging ourselves with our body, mind, and action. So this anukulena Krishnanusilanam, if you look at that verse, that is primary element. It's like teapot. You don't put it, you don't have a tea. Okay, you have something else, whatever name you give, but you don't have that. And then there are secondary characters. And what it does is that it still exists, it just gives some form, but it does not give you the pure bhakti. It does not give you the tea. It gives you something hot with sugar, but it is not tea. You cannot call it as tea. Okay, so if your bhakti is mixed up with some other avilasa, anyavilasa, with some other desire, or if it's mixed up with gyan, karma, or anavritam, or gyan, karma, or other, item, it's not bhakti. It's not pure bhakti. Okay. So in order for one to perform pure bhakti, one has to both be aligning or complying with Mukhya Lakshana and Gaun Lakshana. Both primary and secondary character must meet. Primary characters means it has to be towards Krishna. It has to be anukulena, in favor, as Krishna has advised and taught. And then it should be free from all other desire. Either you call it jnana, you call it karma, or anything else. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I'm trying to understand the secondary. Is this a characteristic or is a kind of parikula? We should not be there for the bhakti. I'm trying to,
No, so one can, here is the thing, one can may be favorable to Krishna, Prabhu.
that is
But
understandable. That's understandable.
yeah,
I'm trying to understand the
one may
second
be
part.
favorable to Krishna consciousness, but not fully, uh, for Krishna. Still there are some. Oh, I do like bhakti. Yes, Krishna is personality of God. There is acceptance of everything, but complete purity is not there yet. Still, that person feel happy when that person is being glorified. That person feels happy when the person is given power. The person feels happy when everybody gives, uh, न धनम न जनम न सुंदरिम कविता वा जगदीश कामय मम जन्मनि जन्मनि ईश्वरे भवतात् भक्ति हेतु की तोई. Same thing comes there. Dhanam, wealth, janam, followers, you know, uh, kavitam, words of prayers, praising, all of that is still. So, so it's kind of a stage where one is not fully purified, although everything is focused towards Krishna, but purification has not happened completely. That has to still happen. sadhaka has to, that's why sadhaka has to follow the practice of sadhana to go to Raganuga Bhakti, to go to Bhava Bhakti, to go to Prema Bhakti. So he cannot say that on the very first day, by understanding this, I'm following Prema Bhakti or Bhava Bhakti. Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji. So
So still there is some contamination of other avilasa, other desires. Then, Prabhu, if we can suddenly come to that stage where whatever I'm doing only to please Krishna, then Prabhu, then we are done. Then there is nothing else to learn. We got it. But that is in reality, in practice, far away. As a sadhaka also, uh, I know, you know, everybody else know, but still there are there are shortage in our practices. So there are still some, desire. If somebody says some good thing, I still feel good about it. If somebody says something bad, I still feel bad about it. But my practice definitely has been favorable and towards Krishna. But still there is some impurity.
just for the material existence, due to the material
Yeah.
existence.
And that's why the process of devotional service done under the guidance of a spiritual master slowly and slowly will bring us to this stage where we are qualified to do pure bhakti, but not it, not not as we are learning the definitions at this point. This is nothing to do with the person here. I'm just saying the definition that as per this definition, as the definition is being taught, that does not qualify one to become a pure devotee because still there is gap. But this is the milestone. This is the place where we have to be. Now are we there? Maybe not. In the many years of bhakti, still we don't be there. We don't even get close to it. Somebody may get very close to there, very quickly get there. Depends, how sincere and how sincerely we are following the anga of bhakti. Otherwise, years and years and years and years will be spent, and you know we not we don't get chance to get there. We can never get there. So when we are doing our bhakti, our goal should be to reject this all other desires. But do we reject it? We try, but still there is tinge of it. We clear, Prabhu, or
Now it's clear, Prabhuji. So
please ask, please
it's a
ask.
part
If
of
it's
the bhakti, but yes, so it's always there. But we try to control as much as we can, but it's always there. That's the reality. That's what we understand, and that's what. Okay.
right, exactly, that's what it means.
So,
That
Prabhuji, one more question.
yeah,
Can I ask one more
yes,
question?
yeah.
I was trying to follow the book Nectar of Devotion and the slides, and I could not, align the books chapters here and here. So I mean, I'm not sure. Right time to ask this question, or you can, help me how to go along with the book.
No, so if you read Nectar of Devotion, do you have Nectar of Devotion?
I do have.
Summary by His Divine Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhuji. I have it.
So in fact, we are exactly following what Prabhupada has given here. So if you go to the introduction, and after 9 paragraph, Prabhupada is talking about definition of pure bhakti. So what we are doing is that basically the same write-up that Prabhupada has given there, we are trying to understand in reference of verses and with other examples. And in the very beginning, I said that Nectar of Devotion book that we are seeing is the summary of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Okay, so Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I'm not sure how many of you have copy of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but I have original copy here, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. Okay, so if you read this book, I know I can see all the verses that I'm talking about. Okay, all the verses are here. 1:11 I can see here. It's all here. Okay, so what basically Prabhupada has done is that to make our life easier, he has translated this book in the, like it's purport, you can say, or translation, you can say. In Bhagavatam, when we study verse and then we see translation and purport, that's what this book is. The verse is here, in fact, original Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, but the translation and purport is here. It's, so you have to basically connect, and that's what we are connecting.
Got it, Prabhu. I do not have the Samrita Sindhu.
Yeah, many of you don't have the original. I got it from Brindavan. And yes, so you don't have this book, but don't worry, don't worry for that part. Just if you follow this reading and the course material that I have sent you, you have that. You have it. Oh, somebody asked me if I have to send it. I'll send it today. I'll send it today. I haven't sent the study material for Nectar of Devotion, but I'll do it. So we are just kind of a little bit seeing some definition here. Anukulena means which is favorable to Krishna. And Anukuleya describes how Anusilanam should be executed. There are two possible definitions of Anukulena. That which is pleasing to Krishna, that which is done for pleasing Krishna. So there are two possible definitions of Anukulya. That which is pleasing to Krishna, that which is done for pleasing Krishna. Which one is right and why? Can somebody talk about it? That which is pleasing to Krishna, that which is done for pleasing Krishna. Which one is right?
Seems to be
Can somebody?
second one.
Huh?
Second one.
Second.
Second one, yeah.
Which one is right?
Second one.
I feel both are right. Both are right.
I feel that number one is correct, that which is pleasing to Krishna.
So that which is pleasing to Krishna, that which is done for pleasing Krishna. And Satyanarayana Prabhu said both are right. One of you said that the top one is right. And many of you said the second one is right. Think about it. That which is pleasing to Krishna. We are not
Prabhuji,
forcing, we are just doing, yeah.
So I think number two, the reason
That
being
which is done,
because
that which is done for
there
pleasing Krishna. You can do something to please Krishna, but how you know that this is going to be pleasing to Krishna or not?
things that but
Eh? I can do something. I can do something to please Krishna, but how I know that? Yes. So if you try to put Shastra Sadhu Vakya, Guru Shastra Sadhu Vakya, Tineta Kariya Akya, if you do that, then which one statement is true? The first or second one?
Second one.
First
Suppose
one.
both are right? Suppose I know what is pleasing Krishna, so that is first one. As I know what will please Krishna, I will do that. That is second one.
No, at the second one, there is a jump. That which is done for pleasing Krishna. You are doing, you are not 100% sure. You just do things to please Krishna. If you know what is pleasing to Krishna, and if you do that, then it's first statement. That which is pleasing to Krishna.
Then it always first is right.
Second one, you are doing things thinking that it will please Krishna. Like for example, And that it's very important. That's the reason, the reason I bring this up here is that Bhakti has 64 anga. Okay? Rupa Goswami is teaching us Bhakti has 64 anga, which was taught to him by Mahaprabhu. So, Saranam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Machanam Bandham Dasam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. We say that, 9 anga of Bhakti, which is uh, consolidated form of the 64 anga. This 64 anga, when you consolidate it, you can put them in 9 categories. So these are the anga. So Krishna says that this is what is pleasing. If you are doing this, then this is bhakti. But if you do something else and you think that is bhakti, like for example, charity, one may do thinking that this is pleasing to Krishna. But Krishna has not said that charity is important. You should do charity. Krishna, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we are going to study, they say that Daridra is Narayan. The poor worshipping poor is worshipping Narayan. No, I mean, it's never taught that we should not have compassion for the poor. That is there. That is there by default. But one should not think, or one should not think that, oh, you know what, I'm worshipping poor, I'm worshipping Narayan. It's basically done thinking that I'm pleasing Krishna. But Krishna has not asked us to do this. So that which is pleasing to Krishna, that is correct. That which is pleasing to Krishna, that is correct. And we should learn to do that. If we are doing that, by default, we are pleasing Krishna. But we cannot do everything and anything and say that I'm doing it to please Krishna.
But Prabhuji, here, if we see which is pleasing to Krishna, we know which is pleasing to Krishna. But if it is not done,
That's
that
not good. Then there is no point.
so the second point also, the second point seems to be like Prabhupada also defined, is didn't define as a, we always talk about this. He didn't say simply devotion. He said devotional service. We should be doing something.
Oh yeah. So devotional service is the service which is done favorable. Anukulenu Krishnanu. Anusilanam. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavata pranita. What is dharma? That Lord has given himself. What is dharma? Dharma is what Lord has given. And this is very important concept, because right now people of the name of religion is doing each and everything. They do each and everything and then think that they are, is pleasing to Krishna. They're forcing that Krishna is going to be pleased with it. But that's not how it is. It's very important to do things. If you are following the dharma, if you are a real follower of dharma, then follow what Krishna has said. Because dharmam tu sakshat bhagavata parnita. Whatever Krishna has spoken is dharma. An example I can give you. I can give you the example. When the battlefield of Kurukshetra battlefield was being fought between Kaurav and Pandav, a time came when a elephant named Ashwatthama was killed. And Krishna asked Yudhishthira Maharaj to tell it that Ashwatthama is killed, Ashwatthama is killed, Ashwatthama is killed. So that Dronacharya will get impacted by it. He will get shocked. He would not fight as severely as vigorously he's fighting. That was plan of Supreme Lord. But Yudhishthir, being Dharmaraj, he hesitated. This could be a lot of discussion as a follow-up, but let's try to stick with the principle. He hesitated. He said, how can I I'm Dharmaraj. I cannot say lie. Acharyas have given tons and tons and tons of commentary to say that dharma is not what you or I think. Okay, dharma is what Supreme Lord setups. Whatever Lord tell us to do, that is dharma. And for that hesitation that Yudhishthir did, for that he had to walk through the hellish planet. At least he did finally, but the hesitation that he showed, for that he had to walk through the hellish planet. So dharma, the righteous principle is coming from Lord himself. Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, please this will teach you really how to do bhakti. Okay, so sometimes forcing our own definition, like uh, I think like that, or uh, or you know it's not making sense to me. Well, you haven't studied, don't have understanding of the devotional principle. So on the materialistic point of view, how you can understand something which is beyond? So if somebody has that type of statement, we understand that the person is not exposed, that person does not have understanding. But dharma is what Krishna is teaching. That's what this word means, dharmam tu sakshat bhagavata pranita. So doing uttam bhakti does not means that you do everything and anything. And very simple example is that, can we offer meat? You can say that, I'm offering meat. I like meat, Krishna, you like meat. It's very pleasing. Krishna is going to be very pleasing to Krishna. I like it. Krishna says, Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam Imvakta Parnashati. So the thing is that, like that, I can give you many examples. So pure bhakti means you have do's and you have don'ts. The river has, two banks, and water flows between two sides, do's and don't. So if you really want to do pure bhakti, you have to know what is do's and what are don'ts, and just stay between these. Do whatever you have to do, and don't do what you don't have to do. And don't force, don't force. Just follow pure bhakti and let Krishna empower. Pure devotee should never empower oneself, not try to force, that accept that I'm the best, accept that I'm the greatest, accept that, I know all of these are nothing but annavilasita. You know, you will hear that. There are many stories and examples in Srimad Bhagavatam that you will see how pure devotee acts. Pure devotee completely depends on the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that which is pleasing to Krishna is what we have to do. We have to learn what is pleasing to Krishna. What is being done, that is known as bhakti. And what one should not do, that is not bhakti. It's not like that, I can do whatever I want to do and force to fit that this is bhakti. And there are, many examples. Later we'll study. There are primary anga of the bhakti. There are secondary anga of the bhakti. One is taking shower every day. Okay, take shower every day. But one does not chant name of Krishna. One does not do anything devotional towards Krishna. But one chants, one is taking shower every day, keeping body very clean and everything else, but not engaging in devotional service. One may say that, oh, I take shower every day. I'm from very pious family. I'm only doing bhakti. No. Bhakti Samrita Sindhu teaches that secondary anga. That is necessary. It's not ignoring. It's necessary to do bhakti, but that is not sufficient. Take shower, and after taking shower, do some devotional service. Chant name of Krishna, offer prasadam, do cooking, all of that other anga bhakti that we'll see, read books, all of that deity worship you do, deity worship, for you to do deity worship, taking shower is important. But saying that just by showering, I got the fruit of deity worship, that's not good. That's not what Bhakti Sindhu will teach us. You have to engage in pure devotional service. So what is pleasing to Krishna is what we have to do. We don't have to come up with our definition and say that I'm doing it to please Krishna. No. And that overlap, I really like that you all feel a little bit confused about it. That's very important. That's, we want you to a little bit confused so that you can clearly see bhakti means do's. Here is what Guru Shastra Sadhu, when we say Guru Shastra Sadhu Vakya Tineta Kariya Kya, what does it mean? It's do's. Do things which is coming from Guru, which is coming from Shastra, which is given by Krishna himself, and coming from Sadhu who are following it. So Guru and Sadhu follow teaching that's given to the Shastra. So when these three things are aligned, then it's bhakti. Otherwise, it's something else. Something else. Maybe little close, little far. I don't know where it is, what it is. But bhakti means doing what Krishna has, dharvam tu sakshat bhagavata parnita. Whatever Krishna has asked us to do, whatever Sri Rupa Goswami is saying, Sanatana Goswami is saying, all of the sadhu who have perfected their life by devotional service, bhakti means to follow them. Is it clear?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, if there is a conflict, like as you mentioned, right, for Yudhishthira, according to Shastra versus whatever Krishna said is the conflict, right? So I understand there only Krishna said, yes, we have to follow. But if it is the similar situation in the life, like Shastra versus Guru, so what to follow? Is it just we'll believe on Guru and just will follow?
Once little bit specified, Mataji. I could not understand your question 100%.
No, question is
Yeah.
Shastra, we are saying, suppose Yudhishthira, right? Means
Uh-huh.
we are saying Shastra, Guru, of course, Krishna, Shastra, Guru, and all, right? So if there is a little conflict between them,
Yes.
then what to follow?
Yes. So tripod. Okay, tripod. Uh, this triangle has three, points: Shastra, Guru, and Sadhu. Okay, if Guru is contradicting, then you have to see Shastra and Sadhu. What Shastra says and what Sadhu is done. Okay, and whatever Shastra and Sadhu does, that's what you have to do. Okay, if so, you have to always look at two dots. An example is given when Baman Dev was asking Bali Maharaj 3 feet of land, 3 steps of land. His spiritual master, Sukracharya, said that, what you are doing? Don't you know that this is Supreme Lord? And don't you know that he's cheating you? If you give 3 steps of land, in 3 steps, he will take you everything. You fool, don't do that. Who is Sukracharya, Mataji?
His Guru.
Yes. But what Bali Maharaj did he follow his guru?
No.
Yes. Because Anukulenu Krishnanu Silnam Bhaktirut. What is the point of this whole wealth? Bali Maharaj is thinking, what is the point of even winning if I can't please Supreme Lord? He would have denied Bali Maharaj's full, footage to say that now my Guru Maharaj is saying, no, he has nothing to worry because he just followed the instruction of his spiritual master. But that was the discussion, this morning also. So what you do, pleasing Krishna is primary. Yeah. I have to follow, I have to do whatever pleases Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the, wealth and knowledge and everything else that is given to me to serve Krishna. And if I am not serving Krishna and trying to preserve my knowledge, my education, my wealth, then what is the utility of it? Prabhupada said utility is the principle. It's a very simple statement. Utility is the principle. What is the utility? Utility of everything is to engage in service of Krishna. So to be very specific to your question, that there are three points. If one is conflicting, then you have to see what 2 points have, what Shastra is saying and what Sadhu have done. What Shastra says, what Sadhu have done. Then Shastra and Sadhu you have to go with, and you have to, forget. You have to be the offender to escape your guru's instruction. But that need mature understanding. That is very high. I'm not saying that one should normally avoid their guru instruction, but since you raised that question, there is principle.
Here sadhu means devotees, Prabhu.
Yeah, sadhu means all the great personalities like Narad Muni, sadhu, Rupa Goswami is sadhu, Bhakti, Vinod Thakur is sadhu, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is sadhu, they are sadhu, and your spiritual master is your spiritual master. So I have a
Yeah.
spiritual master, he is guru. Everybody else are sadhu. Great saintly personality, Mahajans are sadhu. Mahajano Janagate se Pantha. What Mahajans have done? Bali is one of the Mahajan. What Mahajan has done? Look at this example. He went with what was pleasing to Krishna. So on the superficial level, if you have not a broader understanding, you are caught into conflict. And you would say, oh, this whole thing I don't understand, I just make up this and that. But if you mature, understand things in a very matured way, then these things have, direction for us. These are connected. I remember, that at some point when I would take the book of calculus, algebra, I would not understand. It's too difficult. I would just remember how to make this particular, how to solve this particular problem. But when second problem will come, I have no idea how to solve it. Then I got a very good teacher in mathematics and he gave me fundamental understanding. After that, mathematics became one of my strongest subject because I got the way now any problem comes, oh, these things are there, that's how I have to tackle. And I can break it. I can solve it. So that's the thing. Upfront, if we have not studied Shastra very systematically, if we haven't really given our time to understand it, it appears very cloudy, very difficult. You don't know how to break it. But once you get into it, deeper understanding of Shastra, not only for Bhakti Shastri, but even for your own benefit, keep on studying and studying, understanding slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly, broader understanding will develop, and then you can see things as it is. So, but sometimes prematurely we reject sadhu. Somebody who is following Shastra, you reject it. But some of false ego makes us do that. False ego is very prominent. It will make you do that. But if you are doing that, then we are missing something big. Okay, so bhakti means these are the things we have to learn to put things together and understand in a very bona fide way. What is the way? So you asked the question, I gave you some example that Bali Maharaj himself rejected his spiritual master. Why? Because he had opportunity to please Supreme Lord, and he pleased it. Bhismitama fought against Krishna to please Krishna. Okay, so sometimes there might be some superficial contradiction, but then there is, or no, always we say that one should always go with higher principle. And for higher principle, you can sacrifice lower principle. But then we have to understand what is higher principle, what is the lower principle. Books like Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, Nectar of Instruction will help us understand what are the higher principle. Is it good enough?
Yes, Prabhu. Means that person should have that understanding, then only he can able to decide which one to follow.
If you don't have understanding, tadvidi panipatena, panipastena sunya,
Just
deshanti
go.
degana. Yes. Simple, yes. Go to somebody. But now I don't have trust. I don't have knowledge. I think everybody is cheating. Everybody is low character. I don't see anybody have a big character. Everybody looks superficial. then in that case, who can help? Only Krishna can help. And people do that mistake. I have seen people, they don't stand in front of Prabhupada and they go stand in front of Krishna. I have seen Guru Ashtakam Samay, when we are doing Guru Ashtakam Sansara Davanari Loka, everybody else is gathering toward Prabhupada and they are gathered, they will just go stand in front of Krishna. For them, Prabhupada is not very important. You're missing the point. Somebody is missing the point. You go to Krishna through Prabhupada. Sadhu will take you to Krishna. So there are teaching presented in the Shastra, and that's all we'll slowly and slowly learn through this Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. And everything is here. Everything is here. If you follow the paragraph that is given here, Prabhupada is talking about what we are talking here. Okay, it's 12:18. Anybody has any questions or should I continue? I think I need to stop here. It's already 12:18, but if there is any question anybody has, anything that anybody would like to ask, please feel free
Yeah.
to ask.
Prabhu, one question, Prabhu. Previously, you're telling about primary characteristics and secondary characteristics.
Yeah.
Suppose if I'm missing little bit on secondary, but I'm following primary, do you think it is bhakti or still?
Mataji, secondary, text secondary, we all are missing, I can tell you. Secondary, mostly, yeah. Anya vilasita sunyam gyan karmadya navidam. This is very higher stage. So, yes, and then to explain that, I have shown many times that one side is one's value system, and other side there is sanskar, and there is war of talk. Do you remember that slide, everybody?
Yes, Prabhu.
Nan Prabhu, have you seen that slide, Satyanan Prabhu?
No, Prabhu, I am not.
Okay.
You
So let me.
mentioned as time of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. Maybe recent people might miss.
Yeah, but we have new devotees here on the class, so I'll let me try to see if I can pull that out. I should have. Sometimes it's hard for me to find particular slide because I don't know where I had talked about it, but I know that recently if I don't find it, I'll just Vinay Mataji, do you remember what slide I'm talking about? Anybody
Prabhu.
remembers which slide I'm talking
Maybe
about?
it's maybe in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in
Module 3 maybe.
yeah, it's in introduction. Let me see if I can find. If I don't find, then I'll just explain. I think it was in understanding the meaning of as it is. And that one, I believe there was some point.
Prabhuji, while you're looking for it, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
The tug of war, Mataji, which Prabhuji shared.
No, I'm asking that, the war of talk slide that I have shared. Do you remember that
No,
slide?
Prabhuji.
You don't remember too?
I don't remember, Prabhuji.
Oh. That is no good. I
So,
need
Prabhuji,
to.
can I ask you another question?
Yeah, ask please, yes.
So,
Yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
so you said in the first slide, you said that Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, no, sorry, but Nectar of Instruction is not a summary of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. So, Nectar of Instruction, is it just
No,
wave
nectar
one?
of instruction is different. I said the Bhakti Samrita Sindhu.
Sorry. No, not Nectar of Nectar of Devotion, I mean to say.
Yes, Mataji.
So, is it just wave one?
So nectar
Or
of devotion is basically summary of almost entire Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. All 4 parties here. But we only study up to chapter 19. So if you look at this book, it has 34 chapter, 51. Yeah, 51 chapter. Part 1 has 19 chapters. So we'll only study in this book, we'll only study up to part 1. So if you look at this book, part 1, 19 chapter, part 2 goes from 19 to 34, 14 chapter, part 3, 35 to 44, and then part 4, 45 to 51. But we are going to only study the first 19 chapter, which is part 1 up to Prema Bhakti. Okay, so I will find that slide it somewhere. So just to answer your question, that that there is a value system, and value system will tell that one should get up in the morning, one should chant 16 round very carefully. While you are chanting name of Krishna, you should hear, because name of Krishna is none different than Krishna. That our value system. The value system is that I should listen each and every syllable of Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, whenever we are saying. So that our value system. I want to be like that. The sanskar is that I have so many disturbances, so many distractions, so much, things to do at my home. I'm very busy. I don't have that time. So when I chant my round, I start thinking about so many things, right? So one side, I know that I have to listen to the name of Krishna. But on the other side, I'm not able to listen because there is some distraction. But I'm always practicing. I'm always fighting. No, let me focus. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I'm chanting. 3 rounds I chanted. Then suddenly my mind is somewhere else. My mind took it somewhere else. Oh, I found out that I'm out, not listening. I bring my mind back. So that's called, war of talk. It's kind of fight going on. Acharya says, as long as you are making endeavor sincerely, that sincerity means this one. Sincerity and seriously, when we say it, that's what we are talking about. We are honestly trying to do things. Although I'm not doing perfectly, there is some fault, but I'm trying my best. You get the full credit. You get the full credit as long as you are trying. Okay. So value system is where you want to be. Sanskar is still not there. Acharya says that if somebody is trying to do as per the values, as per the value system, one is practicing pure devotion. Okay, one is practicing pure devotion, but one is willingly trying to take the mind away, chanting name of Krishna, then it's mixed. So your question was that I'm very good at primary, but secondary, I'm not good. So not good has two, way to look at it. First, not good because I have so much distractions, but I'm trying my best. You get the full credit. But second is that, I don't care. Let me right now do something for my name, fame, glory, power, this and that. Then it's mixed devotion. Then completely off the track. Is it clear? So it's
Yes,
up to
Prabhu.
you how you are taking it. If you are trying your best, no, I have to get there. I have to get there. I'm being derailed. But every time, my drive, I go off the track, bring myself back. No, I have to be on highway. I don't want to be like that. But if sincerely or seriously one is driving off the road, then it's that free will. Well, drive, keep on going whichever way you want to go. Krishna will say that keep on driving. So that's how we see. And it takes much longer time because you are on the right road or right track, but driving in the wrong way. It's a lot of distraction. But if we keep on correcting, at some point we'll have a strength to control ourselves. So that was your question, Bina Mataji, or was something else that you wanted to ask before we adjourn? Jyoti Mataji, I see your hand is raised. You have something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dandavad, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, this question has been coming to my mind, recurringly. So I've been wondering, like, okay, I'm able to connect to Krishna on a deep level, right, with your help, because you've been helping me over a couple of years. But unfortunately, like, I want to be honest, like, I respect Prabhupada ji, but because I've never met him, like how I meet you, I have a connection with you spiritually, right? But with Prabhupada, because I've never seen him, I've never met him, and the same could be said for Krishna, right? I've never met him, but I have connection, but somehow I'm not able to relate to Prabhupada ji. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that if you cannot relate to Prabhupada, relate to one who is relating to Prabhupada, then you are relating, I mean, if you have respect for me, just say the
Yes.
example, and I have respect
Yeah.
for Prabhupada. So that is equally good, because you are my respect that I have for Prabhupada, that respect you have for Prabhupada too. So that's how it is. So it's okay, it's good. Or if you have respect for somebody who has respect for Prabhupada, then you have the equal respect, because from where this coming, where this respect is coming for somebody, where that person is follower of Srila Prabhupada. But we should try to, sometimes mind would take us off, and there are four sampradaya. I can get into that discussion, and none of these sampradaya are there to make one superior or inferior, but one should strictly follow the teaching that is presented by particular sampradaya. And the teaching that is presented is coming by their acharya. And if you sincerely follow the teaching that is coming from that acharya, then you'll have quick elevation. If you worship Krishna as instructed by Prabhupada, who follow the instruction of Bhakti Swami Maharaj, who follow the instruction of his Guru Maharaj, like that, all the way up to six Goswami Rupanuga, then you are basically respecting everybody else on that line. It's not only to Prabhupada, but Prabhupada's and his spiritual masters and spiritual master, grand spiritual masters, and all of that. So it's not only to Prabhupada. That respect goes to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and I love them. You know, if somebody who I really put as a milestone in my personal sadhana are six Goswamis, I can tell you right now. I should not tell that, but I'm telling you. Yes, Vipassana, Bhatta Raghunath, Sriji Gopal, Bhattacharya. Those personalities are everything for me. Prabhupada is everything for me. Everything for me. Being very, vocal about it. So, but many might not have. But then, if you have faith in your spiritual master, who directly you see and receive the instruction, that's equally good, because he's following the order of his spiritual master, which is Prabhupada. So you have to see the connection, but it's always good to put the faith in our acharya, because we know Krishna through our acharya. Okay, Mataji?
Okay, okay. No, I just wanted to be honest. Like, I'm
No,
working.
it's very important. It's very important to be honest. Very important to be honest, and try our best, and slowly that thing will come. I can tell you one example. When Prabhupada came to America, okay, Prabhupada was mostly teaching to hippies. You know that, right? Hippies. And hippies were known for not following any rules. They, their pride was that they don't like following any rules. Whatever government, whatever constitution is saying, they like disobeying it. That was their pride. I don't follow. And then Prabhupada started teaching them and started telling them, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. So one of the Prabhupada disciple, early on disciple, they said, Prabhupada, I don't like paying obeisances. Directly to Prabhupada is saying, I do not like paying obeisances. Prabhupada said that it's okay. You just do it. Just do it. If you keep on doing, at some point, you'll feel like to do it. So that's how it is. That's the instruction I'll give it. That if you don't feel like, just do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. At some point, when we'll make sufficient advancement, that feeling will come. They say that, uh, what is that? The way say, Kabir Das has said, गोविंद एंड गुरु दो खड़ा काके लागो पाँव. Have you heard that? बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो बताए. Have you heard that thing? Maybe
No,
many of you would. Huh?
no, I haven't heard it.
Or normally say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Dev Maheshwara Sakshat,
Yeah,
Guru Brahma
I
Brahma
heard of
Tasmai
that.
Shri Guru Namah.
Yeah,
Right?
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So even who is not strictly following the Brahma, the Gauriya Sampradaya teaching, they still give the privilege to a spiritual master. A spiritual master. They say that Brahma is Guru, Vishnu is Guru, Maheshwar is Guru, Sakshat Guru from Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guru Namah. First, I pay my obeisances. When we start talking, we say, you know, Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmittam Jana Tasmai Shri Guru Namah. Oh, Guru. So a spiritual master is very, very important because Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya, you know, your teaching, your your eyesight is going to be coming from Guru. Guru will say that this is how you should worship Krishna. Right now, all that we are hearing and reading and discussing is coming from Rupa Goswami, who he is by default our Siksha Guru. He's our Siksha Guru. So yes, slowly and slowly put faith wherever you can. If you have, faith in somebody, just put your faith there, and slowly that faith will take you where you have to be, where Krishna wants you to be. But it's all a matter of time. It will
Oh,
happen.
thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Just one question, Prabhu, as we are talking on Prabhupada, just a question.
Yeah. Sorry, Mataji, I can't hear you. Oh,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes, I can hear now. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Prabhupada came to US on around 70 age,
65.
but
Yeah.
Guru, yes, 65. So Guru instruction came maybe early on 30. I don't know, Prabhu, just that
To
age,
whom?
but
To whom?
Prabhupada.
Yeah, when he was pretty young, when
No,
he's
maybe.
yeah, when he
So
met
much.
Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj, pretty young man, very young. Yes.
And that time itself, Guru has given that
Oh,
instruction to
in the very
teach.
beginning, Prabhupada said that you young man,
Mm.
you look very intelligent. Why don't you take this teaching and preach to Western world in English? Yes.
Yeah. From that age to this age, Prabhupada took that age means in between he made that practice, and what is that what we need to learn from there, Prabhu, means why he took that. Hare Krishna.
Yes. This is if you understand this concept, then it will help you set very nicely in bhakti. So
Yes, bro, that practice, right, bro? That's where just yeah.
the thing is that in bhakti, as I said, that we are trying to be servant. We are trying to follow the instructions. If somebody who are senior is giving you some instruction, and if it is directed towards you, even at that point, when somebody is giving you the instruction, it might not appear powerful, important, significant instructions to you. Oh, this person, I know. But in bhakti, in fact, everything is through instruction. Rupa Goswami was instructed by Mahaprabhu. Sutta Goswami instructed the sages. Okay. Sukdev instructed Parikshit Maharaj. So it's all about instructions. And when instruction comes, it comes with their devotional strength. Okay. You and I cannot see Krishna. But when devotee of Krishna tells something, it's directly coming from Krishna himself. Okay. And if you follow that instructions, if you take that instructions as it's coming for you, as an opportunity, and you follow it slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly, looking at the sincerity, Krishna empowers that person to follow that instructions very seriously. So instructions comes with the blessing. It comes with the weight. It comes with the blessing of the person who is giving that instruction. It's not ordinary. Never ever think instruction is ordinary. So many times I have seen people will ask questions their spiritual master to show their intelligence. They will ask something, something. And in that answer, there are some instructions that is coming to that person who is asking. And that person would just listen and not pay attention to it. So this small thing is very, very important. If you try to follow the instruction, at due course of time, strength will come with that instruction itself. And Prabhupada is perfect, perfect, perfect example. He took that instruction right there. Prabhupada is pure devotee from the very beginning. He past time he did for us to teach so that we can, come to Krishna consciousness. He took it very seriously and then he prepared for it. All life he prepared. At some point, that instruction flourished. Why? Because it has come from the pure devotee. And it has to flourish because when pure devotee is giving, it's coming from Krishna directly. So in devotional service, very, very important to be obedient to the Guru Shasana Sadhu, to seniors, the people who are longer in the bhakti, don't see them ordinary person. If you see them ordinary person, then bhakti is ordinary, then whole thing will be ordinary, and time is just waste. But if you see the value, then you really harvest the fruit. So Prabhupada there are many other examples, there are many story I can tell you where it has been emphasized that in bhakti, follow the instructions. Whatever instruction is coming, follow it. Try to follow it as much as you can, and don't think your own, in a superficial way. Rather think in a spiritual way. At the course of time, strength will come. So Prabhupada is a perfect example. India is struggled 70 years. He struggled, but he had, faith that my spiritual master has asked me to do it. It will happen. It happened. Pritavite Achinagar Adigram, Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Mura Nam. When Prabhupada read that statement, he said, Krishna has said that Prithavite Achinagar Adigram on the earth planet, wherever there are villages and towns, everywhere my names will be chanted. He had faith in that statement. See what's happened. It's happening everywhere. It's happening. So, how you see it makes you spiritual versus non-spiritual. Okay, devotee means following the devotional mode, devotional, and your decision making, your behavior, everything should be on the devotional foundation. And you may struggle, you may look weak, you may suffer, you may be discarded, you may be kicked out. Everything else will happen. No, for sure. That since you took the shelter of devotional foundation, at one day that will be glorified, that will be worshipped, and that will be your strength. Many examples. There are many, devotee right now in India. We struggled a lot. Now they are extremely powerful in their preaching. Why? Because they stuck with the devotional principle. They stuck with the instructions that coming from Guru, coming from Shastra, coming from Sadhu. And then that instruction empowered them to do whatever they are doing today. So it's very foundational that we adhere with the instructions. Somebody is telling something, take it very seriously and work on it. It will help. I don't know.
Sorry, Prabhuji, who said in India you said something? Sorry, I missed
Yeah,
it.
yeah, there are many, right now. I can't tell you the name because I'm being recorded, but there are many devotee I know. They struggled a lot. in the early on of their age, who were, living on the street, begging. Prabhupada did all of that. You know, you know, the bull is hitting Prabhupada at old age. Nobody is there to listen or had that faith. So Krishna sometimes, they say that Tapt Kanchana Gaurangi, gold is known by melting in fire. Purification comes, when somebody is rinsed. Okay. So the suffering that we are going through, the pain that we are going through, how you know that Krishna is working, with you? He is sharpening you, making you shine as a gold. How you know? You don't know. But if we have the faith in Krishna, then we would know that He is working with me. He is helping me so that I can understand higher principle. So yes, many people who have struggled, but have hold or held the feet of Supreme Lord with all ups and downs, they are the one who are now on front, and they are the one who are being glorified. Everyone has struggled in bhakti. Krishna does. Raja Harishchandra, have you heard the story? How much suffering he had to do. So it's like that. We have to go through the test. You don't go from class A to class B, class 9 to 10 to 11 without giving the exams. It's like that. But you will pass all the exams if if intent is annavilasita sunyam, same thing. Gyan karmadhyana anavritam anukulenu Krishnan. My desire is to do what Krishna is asking me to do. I'll just try to do it for time being. Whatever will happen, will happen. Everything will be fine. So, yes. This discussion, Bhakti Samrita Sindhu, will have discussions like this. So it's not like, please don't think I didn't talk like that when I was talking other subject. Bhakti Samrita Sindhu is meant for us to talk things like this. And it will help us understand mature, understand the broader, you know, uh, aspect of bhakti, and then apply that and be, better devotee. That's the purpose. Okay, so 12:45. Can we adjourn here now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Vanskal Pataru Vesa Kripa Sindhu Vyavasa Vitanam Pavane Vaishnav Anant Koti Vaishnav Ki Jai Simbal Bhakti Ki Jai. Dandot pranams to everyone.